1 past paper, market in action. So we're going to start doing the past paper now. So let's see the questions. So we have the first question. Okay, that's right. So it says statement 1, question 1. The consumption of single-use plastic bags in Switzerland increased by 80% after the government introduced a tax on them. That's statement 1. Statement 2. Shops should be forced to charge consumers for single-use plastic bags to reduce the amount of plastic waste. Which one of the following best describe the two statements? So we have the first option is A. Both statements are positive. Both statements are positive? No. Statement 1 is a positive statement because it's fact. So that means both statements are positive statements. A is not correct because one of the statements is a positive and the other one is a normative.
What's normative?
Normative statements are statements that are of your opinion. But here they said should, it's an opinion. It's not a fact. It doesn't have figures. So this is a positive statement. It's a positive statement. And this is a normative statement. So both statements are positive, it's not. So this is wrong. Do you get that? Statement 1 is positive and statement 2 is normative. Statement 1 is positive, statement 2 is normative. So the answer is B. Do we get it?
Yes.
So we check C. Both statements are normative now. One is normative, one is positive. It can't be this. Statement 1 is normative and statement 2 is positive. Statement 1 is positive, statement 2 is normative. So it's not this. Do we get it? So our answer for question 1 is B. Any questions about that? Clear. So go to question 2. Okay. In April 2018, the Singapore government passed a law allowing consumers to change electricity providers. Most consumers have not switched their electricity provider despite the opportunity to save on average 20% on their bills. Saving 20% means you are paying less. Yes or no?
Yes.
So let's check what they said. They said, which one of the following could explain this behavior? There's a behavior from consumers here based on a change in price. Consumers are good at computation. If they are good at computation, they would have switched to a product that will give them less to pay. Yes or no?
Yes.
But they didn't switch. So this is wrong. Then we are using elimination method to get the answer here. So consumers aim to maximize their utility. What is utility? Utility is the amount of satisfaction that can be derived from the consumption of commodity. So if we have to derive satisfaction, we can only derive satisfaction if we are paying less. Yes or no?
Yes.
So here, based on this information, based on this statement, they are not switching. They would have switched if they really want to maximize the utility. Because paying less than 100%, paying 20% less, that means you have more money to save to buy other things. You will be happy doing that. But here, they didn't change, despite the fact that they had the opportunity to buy a lower price product, a service. So B is not an answer. Do you get what we're talking about here? There is opportunity to buy less, but they are not switching. If they are not switching,
paying more.
and they are still paying more, they prefer to pay more with their current provider.
Yeah.
So that means there's no utility here, because utility is the amount of satisfaction you can derive. But if you have to derive satisfaction, it means you have to consume more. But here they are not consuming more because they are not switching. So B is not an option. Then we check C. Consumers are influenced by the behavior of others. Consumers are influenced by the behavior of others. So let's check. They said most consumers have not switched their electricity provider despite the opportunity to do so. They are not switching. Most of them are not switching. That means their behavior is the same. Don't you get it? They are influenced by each other's behavior. That's why they are not switching. So the answer should be C. But let's check the last option. It said consumers feel undervalued by their current provider. If they feel undervalued, that means they are not respected. They would have switched despite a high price, despite having as a substitute, an option to buy less. They are not switching. It means they are valued by their provider. So this is not an option. Do we get it? Clear, right?
Yes.
Good. That's question 2. So question 3 is C. Go to question 3. Which one of the following is an example of a market failure? We talked about market failure before now. Market failure means the free market is unable to provide those goods that are affordable. There's pollution. These are market failure. Okay, so let's look at what this is. It said, a free rider problem that results in the under-provision of public goods. Higher prices create an incentive for firms to increase the production of a good. New government regulation that results in excessive administrative cost. Government provisions of healthcare to move towards the social optimum output. So here, the problem in the free market, we already know the market failure. It's always the free rider problem, yes or no? Mm-hmm. So the answer is A anyway. Sorry. So the answer is A. But let's check other options so I can explain further. Higher prices create an incentive for firms to increase the production of a good. If there's higher price, that's supply. The higher the price, the higher the quantity supply. So it's good for suppliers. They are happy to supply more. So it's not a market failure. Higher price, they are able to supply. Too much, too little is market failure, not equilibrium. So if there's an increase in price and they are able to supply, it's equilibrium. So this is wrong. Do we get it?
Yes.
Too much, too little is misallocation. That is market failure. Not when it is at equilibrium. The third options. New government regulations that result in excessive administrative cost. New government regulations that result in excessive administrative cost. Yeah, excessive administrative cost is fine. But if there's new government regulation, they are trying to correct market failure. So government is coming up, excessive administrative cost is a government failure, not market failure. Remember we talked about government failure, and one of the problems of government failure is excessive administrative cost. So this is not market failure, rather is what? Government failure. And here we're not discussing about government failure, we're discussing about what? Market failure. So C is not an option. I think it's clear. Mm-hmm. Then we check the last question, the last option. Government provision of healthcare to move towards the social optimum level. So government is trying to create more welfare for us. So that is not a market failure. It's government intervention, which is good for the society. It's welfare gained. So it's not an option. Do we understand?
Yes.
So question 3 is A. Clear? Yes. Go to question 4. Here we have. Oh. Okay, fine. The diagram shows the market for the production of chemicals. Something has happened here. These are our marginal social cost, our marginal private cost. Our marginal private benefit is equal to marginal social benefit at this point. Okay, so they said which one of the following can be deduced from the diagram? So I'm going to explain each point here. The first one said the social optimum quantity is Q1 and price is Q1. When we talk about optimum level will occur only when we have produced further. It's not at the first level. You cannot just produce now and produce more. You have to start producing from the first point. So the social optimum quantity is Q1, P1 is not. This is not optimal level. This is not optimum level.
Optimum means
more. Maximum. So this is equilibrium. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Forgot I'm not using a board. So the first option given here, it's wrong. Why is it wrong? It's wrong because at optimum